You're listening to 101.1 FM WOPP-IP WDRV-IP WALE-IP Providence. I'm your co-host, Dhruv
And I'm your co-host, Alejandro Jackson.
And this is the Outta Pocket Podcast,
where we pull conversation topics out of our pocket.
And occasionally, go out of pocket.
On today's episode, we're repping hometown pride as we talk about various aspects of our hometowns, Miami and Atlanta. So, with that being said, let's just get right into it.
Yeah. So I guess we can start with just like an introduction of the cities to the people who have never heard of Miami, Florida, or Atlanta, Georgia. You want to go ahead? I feel like Miami's the bigger city anyway, so.
Miami's, yes. Miami, I actually don't really know what people's well, actually, that's not true. I do know what people's perception of Miami is outside of living there. It's spring break central. But Miami, the Magic City, I don't know why it's called that. I'm still trying to figure that out after living there for 18 years. Is a pretty big city at the
wow
almost
wasn't expecting this one. Miami is 439,890 population.
Is that metro or is that just?
I would assume it's probably just the city proper, and I'm sure like the larger metro area is much more people.
So it is pretty. I would consider it coastal. It's pretty coastal. At the southern end of Florida, individuals from Miami, and to be honest, traditionally men are often conflated as being Florida men. They are not the same.
We are not the same. He's Baby Keem.
I'm like, the amount of times I've been called a Florida man is different. The best way I can describe Miami is like it's as if Central and South America got compressed into one city in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of immigrants, people from various backgrounds, from the Caribbean, from Central America, from South America, and we kind of be chilling down there.
It's also the setting of JoJo Part 6.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, so yeah, I obviously we'll get more into it as we talk further in the episode, but that's sort of the gist on Miami. How about you? What's Atlanta?
So the big ATL.
Or whatever.
Yeah, we got Coca-Cola. But when I said this is interesting, what I meant is apparently Atlanta, I guess the city, or at least the population of the metro proper, is bigger than Miami. Although they're pretty close. It's 496,000. So, I mean, at least according to Google, that's maybe like 60,000 more. But then I don't think that includes like all like the surrounding suburbs or whatever. But either way, Atlanta, Georgia, pretty big city by most city standards. Lots of like I grew up in like the suburbs. I didn't grow up in the city proper, but still like, I often feel like the thing that like people don't, or at least people in the Northeast don't really like comprehend about the South until they've been there is just like how big it is. Like I think like the nearest like really big city to Atlanta would be, I don't know, like Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's like at least like a 4 or 5 hour drive. Nashville, same thing, like 4 or 5 hour drive. I'm sure the same deal with Miami. Like Tampa is like an hour or two away.
Hell no. Tampa's like 4.
4? Wow. That's, bigger than I thought. But, because you'd be cutting across like the peninsula, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, like, I think like at least part of what contributes to these cities, and like I'm not an urban studies major or whatever, but I think at least part of what contributes to how big these cities are is like they are just like, kind of the only thing. Or what are you looking at?
Oh, okay. I thought we were going into like the historical
Oh well, I mean,
context of why.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
So-
my month is over, so I cannot demand of you any more donations through Cash App or Venmo. However, we can still talk about the fact that
I think
the South is so spread out because of, because
plantations.
That's how the plantations were.
Yeah.
But,
That's throwback to AP US history for you. But I think anyone with a basic grasp on US history should acknowledge that yes, practically everything in the US was built on the back of, slavery, like slave labor, and it's really messed up, but it's more messed up if you don't acknowledge it in the first place. So look at the Outta Pocket Podcast being bastions of good history. But
bastions of good history. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I think it definitely, I think, as you said, from AP US history, a lot of these plantations spread out because, you need the land for plantation things.
yeah, I mean, plantation things meaning crops, I guess, and among other things.
Plantation things, among other things. And obviously, when they would often meet in they have plantation meetings or whatever, and they'd all gather in one place, and I guess those places became the big hubs of
Yeah, I mean, the
development.
cool thing about Atlanta history in particular, I don't know too much about Miami history, but the deal with Georgia is it was started basically to be the Australia of the United States. They were just out here sending debtors and prisoners in their bed.
Oh yeah.
James Oglethorpe, shout out 8th grade Georgia studies, founded the state of Georgia in Savannah, if I'm not mistaken, to be a buffer between the British colonies and the Spanish colonies. And then gradually, as it stole more and more land, another unfortunate part about history, because U.S. history would be nothing if it weren't the mistreatment of Native Americans and slaves. But
I like that sometimes.
yeah, I really do. But as the state grew, and then got incorporated to the Union, and then broke away for 4 years, which
Quick hiatus.
wasn't ideal. But they would move the capital of the state to be geographically in the center every time they gained new territory. So it started with...
There's a term for that.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's an AP Human Geography thing.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
There's a series of something. Islamabad, Canberra is one of them. Brasilia.
Like a planned city?
No, it's just capitals that are I think that's if I'm not mistaken. It's when if there's a centrally located capital city, it has a specific term.
That's cool.
It's
yeah.
relevant.
Anyway, so it started in Savannah. I forget. I do remember that the acronym is SALMA. I don't remember what everything stands for, but at some point it's like Savannah, Augusta, Louisville. I don't remember. Milledgeville, and then ends on Atlanta. But Atlanta isn't the center of the state of Georgia anymore, but it was the center for a lot of railways, railroad and transit like that, which is why when Sherman led his march to the sea in the Civil War, he specifically besieged Atlanta for a month and burned it to the ground, which ended up causing some really weird and cool history because Atlanta mostly some buildings remained, but they had to rebuild kind of from the ground up after that. And whether or not that was a war crime or not, it's not up to me to say. But either way, yeah, Atlanta remained it was called Terminus before it got named Atlanta. I don't remember why it's called Atlanta, but, it slowly grew. And from my understanding, like, really became part of, like, the center of the industrialized South after a certain point. And, like, especially once you hit, like, the 80s and 90s, certain mayors, like Hartsfield and Maynard Jackson,
Now, who are those guys?
they, took this, from my understanding, tried to make Atlanta more and more of a business hub and, commissioned Hartsfield Jackson. I don't know if, like, I don't think they did it together, but, they commissioned the airport, which is one of the biggest airports in the world. So I get a direct flight to most places in the world.
That's all this guy talks about. All of it. Hartsfield Jackson. Where's airport?
Yeah, they play jazz in the airport, man.
I didn't even know that,
but that's... See, so from my understanding, Atlanta really expanded, starting from, like, the late 80s, 90s. Like, it was big before, but it really blew up, especially once they hosted the Olympics in 96. Fun fact, one of the pools that they used in that Olympics is now part of Georgia Tech's, like, athletic facilities. So
flex.
that's my... Yeah, that's... without, like... Actually, I already got too deep into it, but that's the Atlanta lore.
Welcome to APUS. We didn't plan such a...
educational episode, but here we are.
Well, it'd be like that sometimes. So what do you want to get into? Where do you want to go with this?
I mean, do you have any Miami lore that you want to get into, or do you want to just sort of start listing off the...
I don't know. I figured it'll probably, like, come out as the episode goes on, but... Miami's a grid. It's very easy to navigate because some guy went haha with crayons and drew a bunch of lines. Because of that, we have 57th Avenue, which I live relatively close to. It's called Red Road. It's called Red Road because he drew with a red crayon. We have...
Are you serious?
No, straight up.
Wow, that's wild. I thought you were, like, memeing when you were talking about the crayons. That's...
No, it wasn't it was a colored writing
yeah,
utensil, but I don't know if it was a crayon, but, like, it was like Crayola Lamau. No, but it was like he yeah, and then we have Blue Road. I forgot what Blue Road is. I think it's Miller. I think 56th Street. He took, like, a blue marker or a blue whatever. He was like, haha, Lamau. So we got Red Road and Blue Road. They blew up the beach once, and they, like, dumped it back onto the beach. And so now the beach is just a blown up beach put on a beach. So Miami Beach is mid. That's something that I've always stood by. If you know me for long enough, you know that I'm not gonna lie, always kind of talking smack about Miami Beach, because Miami Beach is overrated. It's overrated, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's spring break, let's go to Miami Beach. Please don't.
Speaking about things that are overrated, start getting into the touristy parts of the city. Like, I think I went to Miami once when I was, like, 10, but I don't really remember it. So if I were to go there now, what are the sort of things that everyone would tell me, like, oh, you gotta go to...
Miami Beach. As I was saying, Miami Beach is mid. Everybody's like, oh my goodness. It's a very interesting... I mean, obviously, it's easy to say this no matter where you're from, like, when you're in this position, or, like, But, like, for example, going to college, being from Miami, and watching people go to your hometown and, like, post on, like, Instagram photos of, like, them at Miami Beach and be like, oh my god, like, vacation. I'm like, I live, like, 15 minutes away from there. Like, I was like, I've been to that beach. I don't know. It's very interesting. And obviously, I'm sure people say that about, like, if you're from California and people are going to Venice and posting, like, look, I'm on the boardwalk. Like, you're probably like, wow, the boardwalk. Or, like, it's the same thing, I think. Kind of no matter where you go, it's that sentiment. Like, I don't know. It's a weird feeling of, like, you feel connected but also detached at the same time from, like, the person's experience because you're familiar with it, but you're also like it's also kind of sits as something like in the back of your like being from Miami, like we don't talk about going like I don't remember the last time I went to Miami Beach like just to go.
Yeah.
It's probably like 2021 some point. So like yeah, but Miami Beach overrated. Okay, let me rephrase. Miami Beach, the beach itself, like sand, overrated. Miami Beach.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and it's rough and
No,
it gets
straight up,
everywhere.
Miami Beach sand is terrible. Poor quality sand. I'm talking like Taco Bell grade meat equivalent of like sands level. Like you guys running D tier on the sand inspection tier list. Miami Beach, the city, because there's like the city of Miami Beach.
There's a city called Miami Beach.
There's like Miami and there's Miami. Yeah, basically.
Interesting.
Miami Beach is like, I mean, it's kind of all Miami. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Is it like a neighborhood within the city, or?
basic. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta cross a bridge to get there. Like it's like
Wow.
it's a barrier island.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
You're just like, and it's Miami Beach, like and that's where the beach is. That's what people refer to as Miami Beach. There's like a number of bridges. They're called the causeways, the Rickenbacker Causeway, or something like that.
Not the Rickenbacker Causeway.
So Miami Beach, like the city itself, is like chill. There's like it's alright. Like I don't know, you like walk around and like there's a Lincoln Road. Lincoln Road's valid. I'm not gonna lie, Lincoln Road's fire. It's just a bunch of stores and stuff and like restaurants. And there's good spots. There's like a good pizza place somewhere around there. And like my barber, shout out to my barber. Hey, yo, my barber just followed us on Instagram like yesterday.
For real?
Yeah. Hey, shout out my barber, bro. I gotta spin the block. I know it's been a minute. I'm sorry.
You've been in college, man. You've been away for too long.
I haven't no, but I didn't even go over winter break. I haven't had a haircut since
Dang.
August.
Wow. Yeah.
I've been running the not fades, bro.
Not the not fades.
I've been dodging the fades, but shout out my barber. My barber's in Miami Beach. And so yeah, Miami Beach is like the city itself is chill. Other tourist spots, Wynwood's a big tourist spot. Wynwood's aight, but like the issue with Wynwood is basically Wynwood was a poor neighborhood and
Ruh-roh.
people were like, Lamau,
Oh, man.
look, cool graffiti and hole in the wall restaurants and stuff. Let's build some stuff.
Gentrification.
There you go. So now a bunch of people are being forced out of Wynwood. So
That's not ideal.
all I'm gonna say is that if you're a tourist and somebody told you to go to Wynwood and you go, just know that I'm not gonna lie, you like low-key playing a part in the process. But like, yeah, you know, it's up to you, bro. Like I don't know. I don't remember the last time I went to Wynwood. I've been like twice. It's alright. Like I mean, other than like okay, all that aside, like all the sort of social
Gentrification.
yeah, all the like you said, all the sociology stuff aside, like if I'm just analyzing
Yeah.
the neighborhood itself, like it's solid. Like there's like like I said, there's a lot of like it's kind of known for like its graffiti. Like there's a bunch of like graffiti art everywhere, and it's kind of just like
That's cool.
yeah. So that's a lot of what it's known for. And then they have like I said, a lot of good like little hole in the wall restaurants, like kind of not chain restaurants that just dedicated to good food.
Mhm.
And so I haven't been in a minute, just cause like I don't know, but yeah, Brickell's another touristy spot. I'm not gonna lie, if there's one thing I learned over this past winter break, is that Brickell is kind of valid. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Like Brickell's kind of okay. I mean, it makes sense. Brickell is a very I'm not gonna lie, Brickell's like rich neighborhood, like, but it's like. It's not a neighborhood exactly. I mean, it's like Upper East Side, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I don't know. It's kind of like, I mean, maybe not the best comparison because I'm not super into New York lore.
Yeah, I'm
like-
not too familiar with it either. But
like-
from Upper East Side is supposed to be a wealthy neighborhood, right?
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
Brickell's like,
We're from the
penthouse.
South, guys.
Yeah.
Don't judge.
Yeah. Relax, please. Leave me alone. But Brickell's like, high-rises, penthouses, rooftop bars, Brickell City Center, which is like this super big like multi-block spanning mall thing.
Wow.
That's like indoor and well, it's outdoor It's like outdoor but also indoor. I don't even know. It's hard to explain. It's by the water, so that's probably a lot of the reason why it's so expensive. But I hung out in Brickell a lot over winter break with a friend, and Brickell's kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like they had this whole Christmas lights display. If you've seen my Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like my most recent post. I'm joking.
Bro wants those followers.
No, I don't.
If you're following anything, follow us on
follow
Instagram.
the Outta Pocket Podcast
.jpg.
JPG. Yeah, .jpg. Yeah.
Shameless plug.
And Outta is spelled Outta. I'm trying to think what else. That's about it, because I feel like all the touristy spots are kind of concentrated in Miami. It's basically anything that's by the water. Like basically anything that's east of where I live is pretty touristy. Anything that's like by the water, by the beach, like overpriced as hell. And if you start seeing a lot of like supercars around, yeah, you'll know. Miracle Mile, Miracle Mile isn't touristy. It's just kind of known. The Grove, the same.
Isn't the Miracle Mile also a thing in Chicago or something?
I don't know. We got a Miracle Mile, which I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why it's called Miracle Mile, because I mean it's probably a mile. It probably is a mile, but like I'm not gonna lie. Like only like 2 blocks of it really matter.
It's not miraculous.
It's alright. It's alright. I hit the.
Hit the gritty?
I did hit the gritty on Miracle
Mile.
Oh
Man.
Over winter break. I also. Can you get arrested? What's the statute of limitations for like?
I don't know, man, but chances are if you say it on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now our audience is gonna be thinking all sorts of
oh my god, bro.
heinous things.
I'm not gonna lie. Damn, dude. You think that I'm actually lucky? Nah, they'll never know. We don't have that many viewers.
It's true.
I pissed on a tree like on Miracle Mile. I mean, I'm like, it was like kind of tucked away, but like man, I really had to go to the bathroom, and like, I was like at this restaurant, I had like this pina colada thing. I really had to go, so like I was like, I spoke to my best friend. I was like, yo, you think if I piss on this tree, like, something's gonna happen? He's like, bro, I don't know you, and he walked away, and I pissed on the tree, and that was that. But like, I pissed on a tree on Miracle Mile. If you find the tree, please don't clone me or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like we have like a competitor, like a competing podcast.
Oh, that would be crazy with the clones. Oh, what's like Ben Reilly from the Spider-Man comics? We got like
even like he's off a bean right now.
Yeah.
He's like, his name's Chasm now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he got crazy drip.
We saved that for another comic culture catch up. But for now,
next week. No,
back to this is back to our hometowns. Yeah. Any other touristy spots?
I think that's it. No, other than that, there's like the not so touristy spots, but like, I mean, we'll probably cover this later. But these sort of areas of Miami that are known for something, but like not really touristy.
Cool. Hialeah.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah. For Atlanta, if you were just coming for the first time and like are gonna go to what everyone tells you to go to, you'll probably end up at
the aquarium.
The aquarium, first of all, Georgia Aquarium, one of the biggest aquariums in the world, from my understanding. Really dope. They used to have whale sharks. I don't know if they still do, because I do remember news that one of them passed away, which is a bummer. But yeah, like there's just like this one room in the Georgia Aquarium where it's just like this huge wall. It's just like the entire like room, and you just see like, you know, manta rays and like whale sharks and like whatever, and you could just sit there and like stare at the fish. It's really cool. Right across, like pretty much right next to the aquarium, is the World of Coke.
Yeah.
John Pemberton, random scientist from 1890 something, wanted to create a cure-all medicine, from what I remember, or maybe not a cure-all, but he wanted to create some medicine. He was a pharmacist.
Man, I was watching them 4Hims commercials.
Yeah, I know, right?
And drop that 2-in-1 prescription, bro. I got you.
He's cooking it up. He's in the lab like Walter White. Jesse, we must make the Coca-Cola. He puts cocaine in it.
You said this gonna be bussin'.
You can't cough from your cold if you're high off of coke. That's basically the logic, I think.
Walk, bro.
I think.
Cough syrup for real, bro.
He created this he created this beverage that would later on, become Coca-Cola. Like, I don't know, Coke has some cool lore. I will say this, given that it is a touristy spot, whenever I have family in town or like someone new and I'm showing them around town, we pretty much almost always end up at the World of Coke. So I've been there like 4 or 5 times over the years. You only need to go once. Yeah. You only need to go once. After that, it's like, I don't know, it's like kind of mid after your first time. But they do have this room at the end where you get to sample sodas from all around the world. So it's pretty dope.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I remember going there.
Mm-hmm.
And, actually, let me not say that, bro, 'cause I'm trying to retain an audience.
All right, man.
All I'm gonna say is I had some Coke from a specific region of the world. Like, there's a specific region of the world because it's all, like, divided by, like, places. Y'all have, like, egregiously bad sodas. Like, just consistently.
Man.
They're just all bad. Like, I was like, damn,
Wow.
I'm sorry. But, like, low-key, y'all never know. So, we'll just leave it at that.
It could be any one of us.
Shout out the Coca-Cola bear. That
polar bear. The Coca-Cola bear is
valid,
dope.
bro. I took a photo with him.
Yeah.
9 years ago. He my homie for real.
The Coca Bears, yeah. What else can I say about the World of Coke? Like, I don't know if I'm misremembering this, but I think, yeah. Anyway, we're like, long story short, World of Coke, cool place to go for the first time if you're a tourist, and you want to see how the metaphorical sausage gets made. In this case, the metaphorical sausage being Coca-Cola, but they'll never tell you the secret formula. That's the whole thing. They don't tell you. Listen, the secret ingredient is you, dear viewer. No, it's like they keep it on wrap. Pause.
Hey yo.
Pause.
It's going in that Coke, bro.
The secret ingredient is plankton. And shout out to that episode of SpongeBob that I watched like last week. But disregarding the fact that Coke has done some like evil activities in the third world. Capitalism, am I right, folks? Anyway, up next we got Piedmont Park. Just like, beautiful park. Nothing much more to say about it. Just like a wide green space in the middle of the city. Like most of what I'm describing right now is pretty much like right in the heart of the city. We got Mercedes-Benz Stadium, also pretty close to downtown. It's where the Falcons play, and like it's like pretty much where every like stadium things that would require a football stadium happen. I was there over the summer for the weekends, after hours till dawn tour.
Yes, sir.
It was dope. And the cool thing about Mercedes-Benz is like the ceiling can like close and like retract and open. So for like indoors versus outdoors events, yeah, it's pretty neat. What else is there touristy wise?
The MLK statue.
Yeah, the MLK statue. Speaking of which, like museums, the Atlanta High Museum of Art usually has some really cool like modern art things going on. And definitely visit the Civil Rights Museum if you get the chance. It's a very eye-opening experience. Those are the museums that come to mind. There's probably going to be more, but oh yeah, Fernbank. But Fernbank isn't really in Atlanta. It's kind of some ways off, but it's like an educational science museum for kids. So like I don't know, like 5th grade field trip, 7th grade field trip, it was all to Fernbank. They got like dinosaurs like whole ass like dinosaur bones, man.
Okay, but like
It's dope.
I'm not gonna lie. If Cocaine Bear ain't in the museum, I don't want it, bro. Your museum's
Oh yeah, another Georgia
Oh, brother.
moment. Recently
This
a
isn't
movie.
even Atlanta, bro.
Yeah, it's not technically Atlanta. It's the Chattahoochee National Forest, which I live decently close by to. But recently a movie came out called Cocaine Bear, based off of true events, where a bear got cocaine, and that's all there is to it, really. But that also happened in Georgia. Still haven't seen the movie.
Where do you think that cocaine came from, though?
Didn't they say like it was like a cartel who was like trying to get rid of their stash, and they like
Yeah, but like they probably shipped it to Miami first. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, Atlanta and Miami.
Drug trade going crazy.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, if you guys are trying to sponsor us, no. I'm just...
I don't know if Jesse.
No, obviously it's a joke.
What else haven't I covered yet? The botanical gardens. Really cool like flowers and stuff.
Flowers and stuff.
Yeah, flowers and stuff. What else would you expect from a botanical garden?
Butterflies.
Butterflies, bees.
We have one of those called Fairchild.
Cool. Yeah.
Pretty mid.
Bruh.
I don't know, man. You guys saw our nature episode. I don't like nature. Nature's not it. So like, you won't catch me at Fairchild, respectfully.
I respect it.
And then we also have a science museum, which the Frost Museum, who the person is named after, I'm pretty sure was arrested for like tax evasion or tax fraud or something. So, but
if that's not Miami, I don't know what else is.
yeah, he was probably smuggling. It's also by the port, so he's probably smuggling.
Oh man.
But like, so whatever. The museum's cool. I've gone there a number of times.
And then, technically, for other like tourist attractions near Atlanta, but not like technically in Atlanta, there is Stone Mountain, which is mired in controversy. Because I want to say that Gutzon Borglum, the guy who did Mount Rushmore, also another national landmark mired in controversy, made this, they commissioned him to make a carving on Stone Mountain, which is cool because it's a monolith. It's only one rock. And it's huge. So, you can, go hiking. They usually have, they have firecrackers and whatever. They have shows throughout the summer and the winter, light shows, whatever. The problem is the carving on the side of the mountain is 3 Confederate generals, which I don't think I have to explicitly say that the Civil War was bad and the Confederates were wrong. But I feel like I do just need to clarify that the Civil War was bad and the Confederates were wrong. Before I get into my more nuanced take of yes, this is true. I think also an understanding of that history will always be useful because it helps us understand, how we got here, where we came from, and how to avoid making the same mistakes. Because, it's like the cliche, if you don't history moves in cycles, it rhymes. If you don't understand it, you're doomed to repeat it. So that's my soapbox for the moment. But those are kind of all the tour. Oh, and Six Flags, but I don't know if Six Flags is a touristy spot.
No.
But that's kind of
terrible. I almost died
on a Six Flags.
That's the Six Flags I almost died.
Really, Six Flags over Georgia.
It was Six Flags over Georgia.
Wow.
I've told this story. Well, I told you this story. I almost died at Six Flags. Let me rephrase. I almost got paralyzed at a Six Flags, and it was in your home state. So,
another Atlanta W. I'm kidding. What happened?
I hope you actually get mauled by a shark in Miami, bro.
Bruh.
No,
almost mauled.
I was at a
cocaine shark.
You just reminded me of my senior year. of high school, my junior year engineering professor got bit by a shark.
Bro, dead ass.
And then proceeded to swim a mile back to shore.
Holy crap.
He's
built different.
He hopped in his boat, but then like had to captain the boat a mile back to shore with a damn shark bite. Yeah.
Either way, like that's
and
insane.
Still different. I'm not gonna lie, he's valid as hell, like amazing person, but tangential. I don't know if the shark he got bit with or like by was on cocaine, but if so, it would make sense. I'm sorry, what was your question? You said
the story, your Six Flags story.
Oh yeah, wooden roller coaster. The little seat, the chair thing, had like I don't even. It was like, imagine damn, I was gonna make the most abysmal math reference. Like imagine x to the fourth. Like, you know what x to the fourth looks like? Okay, so the seat was like that, except like just wider, right? Where like it came like this, and then it was like a bump, like a
to like support your.
I don't know who was thinking this is poor engineering, but anyway, and then like it would right. So like basically it would kind of cup your back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, like roller coaster gets to the end, it stops extremely abruptly. I go forward, like as far as like the bars would let me, and then just back.
Oof.
And said little hump in the middle,
opened his chakras like
Avatar.
Aang and like the Sozin's comet. I don't know why I'm doing this. This isn't a great. Okay. That's not a great motion to illustrate.
I got punched out of my body like Doctor Strange. I got folded into a million pieces. Damn near. I think Jonathan Majors from the new Creed like punched me in the back.
Sent into the mirror dimension.
Oh, basically, hit me with that Kang 1 2 4 combo. And yeah, I had a big lump on my spine next to my, I think it was L2 vertebrae. And I'm not gonna lie, my life may be very different if it didn't miss.
Vertebrae, more like vertebra.
Bruh. So that's the story about the time I almost got folded at Six Flags, Georgia. But, you know, we moved, right? You didn't kill me, so.
All right.
It's like the subway, so I spin the block.
So now that we finished sort of like the big touristy attractions, and I'm sure there's more that I'm just blanking on. Oh, Pond City Market. Did I mention Pond City Market? No. Pond City Market.
Ponce.
Yeah.
Like De Leon?
I think so.
Like
the avenue it's on is Ponce de Leon Avenue.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another
No, that's 42nd Avenue is Ponce de Leon Boulevard.
Really? Wow.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he discovered Florida and he was like, Lamar Fountain of Youth.
Ooh.
Fountain of Youth is mid, by the way.
That shit tastes like sulfur.
It's sulfur. It's like sulfur water.
St. Augustine is cool though. St. Augustine is.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I mean, I don't know. Here's my take, right? If you go to just about any previously Spanish occupied city, they all start to look the same. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, they be building the same fort, copy paste, Control C, Control V, like they play in Sim City, and they just like, like they all look the same. Like you're like you walk into it, you take a tour, and you walk in, and you're like, haven't I been in this room before? And like low-key, you have, just different place, but it all looks the same. So St. Augustine is nice. It's just, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, you get a bit.
Yeah.
I guess used to the, like, you feel like you've seen it already. Once you've seen one, you feel like you've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to, what was it? Our Lady of La Leche
Oh yeah.
in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
I don't know. The shout out is just, we're actually not, there's no endorsement here. I'm not gonna lie. No offense.
We just be shouting out things on the show, TBH.
I don't know. I just think it's funny because it's Our Lady of the Milk.
The milk.
I don't know why, but I saw that as a kid.
Y'all need some milk. But yeah, in terms of like shopping, big shopping spots around Atlanta, there is Pond City Market. It's cool. They converted this old, like, I want to say Sears Roebuck Company factory into like an indoor shopping / like multi-use thing, and the back of it connects to what's called the Beltline, which is like a walking trail around the city, which is neat. Then there's also Lenox Mall, which has been a pretty big mall for a while, Yeah, and Lenox is closer to Buckhead. But we'll talk about that stuff later. Right now, we're going to talk about sort of the non-touristy spots. Sort of like, I don't know, places that, like, that not everyone knows about. But, like, it's valid. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like spots that you actually go to in the city. Because the deal with touristy things is, like, locals never go to touristy things, you know? So where are the actual spots to hit up?
That's a good question. I don't be leaving my house like that. I'm not gonna lie. Hard shout out. Pause. El Mago de las Fritas, bro. Shout out to you guys. Best fritas you get in Miami. It's also near my house, so don't come looking for me if you go, please. Thank you.
You're getting doxxed on the Outta Pocket Podcast.
By myself, but that place is fire. If you want really good food, well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if they got vegan or vegetarian stuff, but like, yeah.
It is what it is.
I've been, even though Brickell City Center is touristy, I'm not gonna lie, I've been going heavy. The Falls. Oh, bro,
The Falls.
The Falls is in what would be probably considered Metro Miami. It's not in Miami, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Kendall, where I went to high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's by my friend's house, so I've been there a lot. The Falls used to be quite peak. It's pretty mid now.
Rip.
But
Hate it when things go down the drain like that.
well, I feel like I could see why. I don't know. It's just they've closed like a bunch of stores
Yeah.
there and stuff, and also just like, I don't know.
Malls across America are dying.
COVID, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Dolphin Mall. That's another mall. Dolphin Mall's alright.
It sounds like a fucking Mario Kart map, bro. Like,
Yeah, Dolphin Mall's alright, and the International Mall, which is right next to Dolphin Mall. They put two malls next to each other. I don't know why.
mm-hmm.
Mall of the Americas. No, Mall of the Americas. Actually, no, nobody goes there. Like,
Is that like a place in Miami?
Yeah,
Oh, word. Yeah. Okay.
or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's Mall of the Americas. Tourists, neither tourists nor locals go there.
Oh man.
Except to get your license, because there's a DMV there. But like, I'm trying to think where else. Midtown,
Midtown.
or like, I mean, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, I know.
But, it's just there's uptown, there's downtown, and there's midtown.
Famously.
Midtown's alright. Midtown's alright. I'm trying to think where else would I go. Miami Beach. No, I'm just kidding. I'll die on that hill. Miami Beach mid. Oh, Merrick Park. Merrick Park's fire. If you go to the movies at Merrick Park, they got chicken and waffles there.
Yo.
It's like one of those like eat-in theaters or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got chicken and waffles there.
That
Merrick
sounds
Park,
fire.
Merrick Park Valley. I be going to Merrick Park all the time. It's just nice. It's like an outdoor mall, but like chill. Like, it's not like overly crowded.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they put up like a really big nice Christmas tree every winter. And there's like a good variety of stores and like stuff to do, and you just kind of walk around. It's just nice. Oh, bro, Sunset Place, Long Isle, bro. Sunset Place is the place where I got assaulted.
Bruh.
I got punched by a middle schooler at Sunset Place.
Oh.
Man hit me in the occipital lobe and then ran. It was crazy.
Bruh.
I wasn't facing him. I was turned
Bro
around.
ran your fade. He said, "Bah."
Bro, I was on the phone. I was talking to my mom, and like, as I'm on the phone, I just felt my head go. And I was like, what
Were you
the-
sitting down or?
No, I was standing.
How the
Man,
how
like,
the heck did he
jumped,
reach
he, like,
up? What the heck?
I don't even know. He was
That kid just chose violence.
yeah, and I kind of just, my head was like, and then I turned around and looked. This kid's just running. He's running away, and I was like, damn. I'm not gonna lie. I felt pretty violated. I was like,
You should have whipped him.
hey yo.
Like not like that. Not like that.
He was black, bro.
Bruh, I didn't say it like that.
No.
Should have whooped his ass, cause like.
Well, the thing was, I was on the phone with my mom, and I was also very like confused, and I kind of just was processing it. But then here's the funny thing: literally 2 seconds after he hit me and ran, this like mall security guard like turned the corner,
Mm-hmm.
so you just missed it. But, so it means he didn't see it, but also if I had chased out as a kid, he probably would have been like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
yeah.
so then it would have just been an L.
Yeah.
I would have just gotten assaulted and then arrested, bro. So like I'm okay. Like I'll pass. But Sunset Place is just like the falls going downhill. Sunset Place, people. Yeah, the only thing left at Sunset Place really is a movie theater, and people just be going there to
watch movies.
Do the risque.
Oh man.
In the movie theater.
No.
That sloppy toppy or whatever.
Was this at Providence when we were watching a movie and something was happening in the row behind us?
I don't know if that was with me, bro. I don't recall. But
Man, I remember I was watching something in Providence Place and some weird shit was happening and I was like, I'm just gonna focus on the movie.
People gonna do stuff in the movie theater. People gonna piss on trees. Like, it's human nature.
I respect it. Actually, I don't condone having sex in a movie theater. That seems unsanitary. But
well, we went from having sex outdoors in the wild to movie theaters. Like, I don't know, right? I mean, because I imagine.
I don't know about that one.
No, because like back in caveman days, right?
Right.
You think it's more sanitary, like what they were doing? Because I mean, we had to get here somehow, right? You think that was more sanitary than the movie theater?
Guess not.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. Anyway, so spots around Atlanta that
You think somebody could contract an STI from like somebody like you had sex in the same seat? That somebody had sex in. Do you think?
That shit sounds
No.
disturbing.
Then we get is the whole question of like, can you catch chlamydia from a toilet seat?
Can you?
I think it's possible. Like, I think, yes, you can contract an STI from a toilet seat.
Oh, man. Shit has me rethinking this whole, like, communal bathrooms in the dorm situation. That's disturbing. Anyways,
I think
spots around Atlanta.
Yeah, there's a very short, like, I mean, it's unlikely because the I guess what's the
virus.
The like I forgot what the term is, but like basically the virus cannot survive for very long when exposed, but it is possible. So just watch your. You might want to like put on a condom, poke a hole in it to take a piss.
Ew.
What you mean, ew, bro?
That sounds disgusting.
What you want, gonorrhea or fucking?
Well, if I'm taking a pee, I'm not sitting on the seat in the first place, but that's.
Well, yeah, but like, what if you have to do number 2 and you also do like everybody knows what's that thing? Not every.
Not every number 1 is a number 2, but every number 2 has a little bit of number 1.
Yeah, not every PB time is poo-poo time, but every poo-poo time is PB time.
It's true.
Have you seen the Joker? The Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you have to take a number 2 and you go to pee, you might catch gonorrhea or something.
Y'all are vile.
So all I'm saying is, maybe wear a condom when you pee.
Anyways, non-tourist spots around Atlanta. Like, there's no recovering from that.
Bro, you told people to look at the sun. I'm telling people to wear a condom when they pee.
Anyway,
I'm concerned for your health and well-being, your health and safety.
We are not doctors yet.
But like, it's alright, just
yeah.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
non-tourist spots in Atlanta.
There's a place near where I live. Once again, like unintentionally doxing myself, but it's called the Avalon.
That sounds familiar.
It was built in 2014, and it's become really big as like an outdoor mall type. It's basically like they're trying to replicate like a gentrified urban experience in the suburbs, which is like.
That sounds interesting.
It's interesting because it has its pros and its cons. Like, pros are like, like cool place to hang out. Like, it's a mall. Like, shopping's not really my thing, but there's a movie theater there, So catch movies at the Avalon, catch some food, just a nice place to walk around and vibe. Like cons are like they have like apartments and stuff there that go for like $1 million, but they look really nice. So honestly, I'm in no place to judge. But yeah, Avalon's cool, and I think like it's not just a local thing. Like you'll probably see other like, or I don't know about like you'll probably see, but like I'm sure that people come from a decent way to come shop there. You know, um, North Point Mall grew up like going to North Point Mall. North Point Mall valid, but kind of tragic because it is dying like all malls across America. But weirdly enough, like I feel like it's seen a resurgence lately. And there's also Atlantic City. I guess Atlantic City is more of like a tourist spot. But it's kind of like when you're coming from where I am, like northeast into the city, you pass through Atlantic City. Atlanta had a whole episode about it, the show, where it was like I want to say it was like season 4, episode 1, and it's just like a hellscape. Like you go there to shop and you just never escape, and you keep on running into your exes. It was a really funny episode, but yeah. Aside from that, like those are probably the spots I would hit up and hang out.
Also, Top Golf, bro.
Oh yeah. Wait, how do you like? Does Miami have a Top Golf?
Bro,
Or are you saying?
Top Golf's a national, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't tell if you were like referencing the specific Top Golf near where I live,
yes,
I'm like,
because
that's just like highly. I was like, what?
No,
How did you know?
No, the Top Golf in Doral. Oh yeah, Doral. Oh, Doral's alright. I forgot about Doral. I'm like, damn, I like erased Doral off the map. Trump has a resort in Doral.
Oh, bro.
But anyway, yeah, Top Golf in Doral. Top Golf in Doral is really valid. It's across from the IKEA. So.
Oh, IKEA. We have an IKEA.
I mean, shit, bro.
I think most pretty big cities do.
That's somewhere to go, apparently, for people who like to do stuff like that.
I guess.
I mean, dude, people like to go to IKEA all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. Yeah.
But Top Golf valid. And Doral's alright. Doral has this really cool like outdoor mall thing that I was recently exposed to.
Nice.
And like, there's a good ice cream place there.
Mhm. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. You mentioning IKEA like really threw me back, because then I remembered just like all the places I've been, like in my hometown. It's kind of an emotional thing, because like, even though like I mentioned like only certain spots, like, you've been like, if you've lived there your whole life, like I have and you have, you've been to a lot of places around the city, and it's like, dang. Yeah, I don't know. It really does like you do learn to take pride in it, like obviously both cities have their problems, but I still feel like, you learn, you come to like respect the town that raised you.
I do. Here's what I respect about it. I respect diversity.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very diverse place. It's the only place that I've ever been in for prolonged periods of time, where like I can just go to the corner store and just speak Spanish, or like just I like every time I go back home I always forget that people kind of just assume you speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'll have to like transition back to like being from Miami, like when I'm here in Providence, I like go to the mall and I default to English, and like for those like 2 to 4 days where I go back home and I go to CVS because I need to get milk, and I go to cashier and I'm like, hey, how are you? And they're like, hola, pero like, ¿cómo te va la cosa? And I'm like, ahí está. So yeah, I appreciate the diversity and like the food. Because the food flies.
Would you say that's diversity per se, or more just like the comfort of, your home like culture, like your home base?
Both.
Yeah.
Because Miami is predominantly Cuban, so that's nice. But also, I have Haitian friends. My friend's dad's from Guyana. um, you know, so many Latino, like
Yeah.
Colombian, Venezuelan.
Throw a dart at South
like,
America,
yeah,
and
like
chances are
Brazil,
someone.
like
Yeah.
Dominican, Puerto Rican. So like,
Mm-hmm.
it is very diverse. But yeah, so those are the things I appreciate.
Yeah. No, I'd say I appreciate the same things about Atlanta. Atlanta also has a cool culture going for it. You know, it's like, it's been a hot spot for hip hop culture for a while. So that's neat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's also just like lots of little pockets of like, yeah, I feel like I could just keep on going down this rabbit hole, but like, you know, there's like areas like Doraville or like Duluth that are like super Asian, and so like, if you like go like towards there, you start seeing like, you know, like boba shops like really popping up, and like the signs start like getting written in like Hangul, which is like the Korean script,
Mm-hmm.
and like they just assume like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, it's cool, and like certain pockets are like super desi, like especially because the desi community like has been in Atlanta for a long time, so it's pretty established there. Like there's this old mall called Global Mall, which is not really global, it's just really Indian, but I forget where it is. It's on like Ronald Reagan Boulevard or like Jimmy Carter's like something. But yeah, it's been around for a super long time, and more before there was a lot more Indian stuff in my area, we used to have to like go to Global Mall to get stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Atlanta's just like you mentioned how Miami isn't really Florida. Like I'd say in the same way, Atlanta isn't really Georgia. It's kind of this own thing unto itself, and that's I think what makes it cool. But before we are getting close to our time here, but quick things to shout out. Food, because A, I am very hungry right now when I'm recording this episode, and B, we are just both big food enjoyers in general. We are, you know,
I'm
enjoyers
deprived.
of yeah, and deprived of good food here. But
I'm like I've been making very poor financial decisions as of late, and
sometimes the food just
they
does
all
that.
have to do with my choices and my dietary choices on night to night basis. Because sometimes
The dining hall
a
food
little
just
hang
don't
tie
hit. Oh, hang tie.
sounds better than
Oh, that sounds like a great
sounds
idea.
better than pierogies at the
Yeah. But real quick, Atlanta spots that I do want to shout out. There's this restaurant. I actually have only been to their Savannah location. Savannah, is like maybe 3 or 4 hours from Atlanta. It's on the beach near Hilton Head, South Carolina. Yeah, but the restaurant is called Zunzi's. I'm sure I've mentioned it to you before at some point. I have a Zunzi's sticker on my laptop right here. Hashtag shit yeah. But it's like really good food. It's like South African inspired like barbecue sandwiches. And like the first time I had their sauce, I was like jettisoned off into like another plane of existence. It is really good. And they opened an Atlanta location a couple of years ago, I think. So I haven't been there, but like if you ever get the chance, do. What are some other restaurants in Atlanta that I can shout out? I know there's one near where I live, but it's not like in Atlanta. But there's this Thai restaurant called Bai Tong, and that's like my favorite restaurant back home. Like pretty much the first thing I do whenever I go back home is get some Thai food. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Oh no! But yeah, what about you?
In terms of food,
Yeah.
the place on the corner, Latin American Cafe and Bakery, Famous Dave's, El Mago de las Fritas. Adrian and I went right before we came back. What else am I missing?
Is Miami like known for anything like
Cuban
food wise? Just like Cuban food in general, or is there like a specific dish?
Nah, just Cuban food.
Nice. I think like Atlanta, I mean, the cool thing about Atlanta is like it is diverse, so there are a lot of good ethnic restaurants. But I'm sure that if you're going to the South, you're gonna find some bussin' like barbecue, mac and cheese, cornbread,
Probably.
coleslaw. Yeah, I don't know, like really good soul
Soul
food.
food night at the Ratty type.
Oof, yeah.
But yeah. And anything else you wanted to cover?
Nah. Anything else you want to cover?
Yo, Hialeah's... No, I'm joking.
No, actually, real quick. We got like very little time left, but we're gonna run some fades real quick and dip before people have a chance to judge us. So we're gonna shout out some areas
Are
from
we
our
shouting
city.
them out, or...?
Maybe not. We're gonna go a quick run through with the stereotypes. I'll just like go in head first with this one. I'm very lucky to have grown up in Johns Creek. That being said, like my area, like the Johns Creek, Alpharetta, like that suburb is known for being like very like wealthy and snooty. There is like a country club near where I live where like Alex Trebek has like a house. I think like Jay-Z has like a house there or something. Like it's wild. Yeah, no, it's like I'm not living in one of those country clubs, but every time I drive by I'm like, dang. Other parts, Buckhead, wild. I don't know, like this is gonna sound mean, but like I feel like Buckhead used to be like a really nice place, but now it kind of got overtaken by Midtown. Midtown's pretty dope. It's not mid, but like yeah, like I stop by Midtown every now and then because I have friends who go to Georgia Tech, and that's like right along the Midtown spot. It's not Decatur. Decatur is whack. It's
Bro, you got a whole list of ops, bro. I wasn't expecting it to be this long.
nah.
Going back home.
I'm not like I'm just messing around. Like there are great things in all of these spots, but if you go out, also Cobb County, kind of racist. Yeah, I might get canceled for that one. But they voted red in the election, so I'm not entirely off base. Go run some fades.
All I'm saying is next season it might just be me, guys, because I don't think he's gonna survive. All I gotta say is Hialeah, Homestead.
Homestead?
Homestead.
Is that another place, or is it part of
Yeah.
Hialeah?
No, Hialeah is like north, and Homestead's like way south. They're like basically, and everything in between is Miami. They're just look. My only issue with Hialeah and Homestead, it's the middle of nowhere. Like I'm not gonna lie, like Sophia, this is targeted at you. Like,
Oh
fully.
man.
Like, it's just like like it's like you go there and like you fully like can tell that like there are some people being killed in like some fields somewhere or something. Like there's some like, like they got warehouses around and like there's drugs
Some
in
serial
them.
killers on the loose.
There's probably there's probably like a murder like somewhere in the neighborhood, but like you don't really know, you don't question it. Like I don't know, I've been to some like they're just the middle of nowhere. Like it just feels like there's something going on, and you're out of the loop, and like you don't want to stay around too long.
You're in the twilight zone.
Yeah, you don't want to stay around too long because you might end up on some missing persons registry. Or
Right.
something. So yeah, but that's all I gotta say about Hialeah. And that's why I'm always like, I let's just say I chronically talk smack about Hialeah.
I mean, famously, I knew Hialeah before I even met Ale because there's a Supreme Court case where dudes were sacrificing chickens in Hialeah. So they got that national repute like
Yeah,
that.
that's a brujeria type beat, but like, that's whatever. It's a regular occurrence. Nothing to worry about.
Anyways,
Come visit us and
come visit Miami and come visit Atlanta.
and hope you guys know a little bit more about us, I guess now.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, let's take them out. You've been listening to 101.1 FM, WOPPIP, WDRVIP, WALEIP Providence.
You guys can catch us at www.theoutapocketpodcast.com. Outa is spelled Outta. And through there you can find links to our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Instagram. So go follow us on all those socials.
You could also hit us up through our contact page on our website. Email us. Let us know what you want to see, like whether you want to be on the show. We're open to everything. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Outta Pocket Podcast. We'll see you next week. And remember, even though it's cold, Hawaiian shirts are always in season.
Catch you guys later and take care.